Hello, and welcome to today's sleep story. Today we'll be exploring the journey of Moanna, a little girl who finds solace and peace within the world and connections with other people. My name is Serena, and today I'll be guiding you into a deep and relaxing sleep. Before we embark on this journey together, I'd like you to find a comfortable position, whether it's lying down or sitting in a relaxed posture. Close your eyes gently, letting go of any worries lingering in your mind. Take a deep breath in through your nose, letting the air fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, releasing any tension. As we delve into today's story, let your mind focus on my voice and embrace the present moment. If your mind starts to wander, just bring it back to the sound of my voice. Once upon a time, in a world full of wonder and beauty, there lived a young girl named Moanna. She was a girl of great kindness and curiosity, with eyes that sparkled like the stars and a heart as big as the ocean. Moanna lived in a small village, nestled in the valley between tall snow-capped mountains and lush green forests. The village was a place of peace and harmony, where everyone knew one another and life moved at a gentle, unhurried pace. Moanna loved her village deeply, but she often found herself gazing beyond the mountains, wondering about the world that lay beyond. She would sit by the edge of the crystal clear river that wound through her village, listening to the water's soothing song, and dream of faraway places and the people who lived there. She knew there was so much more to the world, and she longed to see it all, to understand it, and to bring a piece of her village's peace to the world beyond. One night, as she lay in bed, the moonlight streaming through her window and casting a soft glow over her room, Moanna felt a call deep within her heart. It was as if the wind whispered her name, urging her to embark on a journey, a mission to find peace and unity among different communities and cultures. She knew it would not be easy, but she felt ready, for she believed that even the smallest light could illuminate the darkest places. And so, Moanna's journey began. Moanna woke up early the next morning, her heart brimming with excitement and a touch of nervousness. She packed a small bag with essentials, a warm blanket, a loaf of bread, a flask of water, and her mother's old map, worn and faded from years of use. Her parents, wise and gentle, kissed her forehead and told her to follow her heart. With their blessings, Moanna set off down the winding path that led out of her village, the morning sun rising behind her, painting the sky with shades of pink and gold. As she walked, the world around her seemed to awaken with her. Birds sang cheerful songs from the treetops, and the leaves rustled in the soft morning breeze. The air was fresh and sweet, filled with the scent of wildflowers. Moanna walked for hours, her steps light and steady, until she reached the edge of the forest, where the trees grew taller and closer together, their branches intertwining like old friends. It was here that she found the village of the singing trees. The village was unlike anything Moanna had ever seen. The houses were built high in the branches of the trees, connected by wooden bridges that swayed gently in the breeze. The people lived in harmony with nature, their lives intertwined with the rhythm of the forest. They were peaceful people, with gentle eyes and kind smiles, and they welcomed Moanna warmly. Moanna quickly discovered why the village was called the Village of the Singing Trees. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the trees would begin to hum, their leaves rustling in perfect harmony. The sound was soft and melodic, like a lullaby carried by the wind. The villagers would gather in the centre of the village, sitting in a circle around a great, ancient tree that stood taller than all of the others. They would close their eyes and listen, letting the music of the trees fill their hearts with peace. Moanna spent many days in the village, learning about their way of life. She noticed that the villagers never rushed, never hurried. They moved through their days with a calm, steady grace, always taking time to appreciate the beauty around them. Moanna asked the villager elder, a wise woman named Seraphina, how they had achieved such peace. Seraphina smiled and said, "We listen, dear one. We listen to the trees, to the earth, to each other. We let the music of life guide us, and we trust in the rhythm of the world. When we listen, truly listen, we find that peace is already within us." Moanna thought deeply about Seraphina's words. She realised that in her own village, while there was peace, there was also much noise. People talking, working, always busy. She wondered if they too could find deeper peace by learning to listen more closely to the world. When it was time for Moanna to continue her journey, the villagers gave her a small wooden flute carved from the branches of the great tree. Play this when you need to find your way back to peace, Serafina told her. Moanna thanked them with all of her heart and promised to carry their lesson with her wherever she went. And so, with the flute in her bag and the melody of the trees in her heart, Moanna set off once more, her journey just beginning. Moanna's journey took her through many landscapes, each more wondrous than the last. She crossed vast meadows where wildflowers danced in the breeze, and climbed rocky hills that stretched toward the sky. But it was when she reached the edge of a great desert that her resolve was truly tested. The desert was a place of extremes. The sun blazed fiercely in the sky, and the sand stretched out in every direction, shimmering like gold. Moanna had never seen anything like it. The air was hot and dry, and the only sound was the whisper of the wind as it swept across the dunes. Moanna walked for days, the sun beating down on her back, her feet sinking into the soft, shifting sand. The desert seemed endless, and Moanna began to feel small and alone in its vastness. She missed the cool shade of the trees and the gentle song of the river, but she knew she could not turn back. There was something here for her to learn, something important. One evening, as the sun was setting and the air began to cool, Moanna saw a flicker of light in the distance. She hurried toward it, her heart pounding with hope. As she drew closer, she saw that it was a small village, built in the shelter of a great rock formation that jutted out of the sand like a protective guardian. The houses were made of clay, their walls smooth and cool to the touch, and the people were loose, flowing robes that fluttered in the breeze. The villagers welcomed Moanna with open arms, offering her cool water and sweet dates to refresh her after her long journey. They told her that she had arrived just in time for the Festival of the Dancing Winds, a celebration that only happened once a year when the winds changed and brought a cooler breeze from the mountains. That night, Moanna joined the villagers in the celebration. As the stars twinkled above, like a million tiny lanterns, the villagers gathered in the open space at the centre of the village. They played music on instruments made from reeds and animal skins, and they danced, their movements flowing and graceful like the wind itself. Moanna watched in awe as the dancers moved in perfect harmony with the wind, their robes billowing around them like the wings of great birds. It was as if they were one with the wind, moving with it, not against it. The village elder, a tall man with a deep voice, came to stand beside Moanna. In the desert, the wind is our guide, he said, his voice blending with the music. It teaches us to be flexible, to adapt, to flow with the changes of life. We celebrate the wind because it reminds us that even in the harshest conditions, there is beauty and grace. To find peace here, we must learn to dance with the wind, to move with it, rather than resist it. Moanna felt a deep sense of understanding as she listened to the elder's words. She realised that peace was not just about stillness and calm. It was also about movement, about adapting to the changes that life brings. She thought about the desert, how it seemed so harsh and unforgiving, and yet there was beauty here too, in the way the sand shifted and the wind danced across the dunes. When the festival was over, the villagers gave Moanna a small pouch filled with sand from the desert, a reminder of the lesson she had learned. Carry this with you, the elder said. It will remind you that peace is not just something you find. It is something you create, something you dance with. Moanna thanked the villagers and left the desert, the pouch of sand tucked safely in her bag. As she walked, she felt a new sense of strength and resilience, knowing that no matter where her journey took her, she could find peace by moving with the flow of life. Moanna's journey next took her across the sea, to a place where the sky met the water, in a never-ending dance of colour and light. She sailed on a small boat, guided by the stars and the gentle push of the waves, until she reached a tiny island surrounded by crystal clear waters. This was the island of eternal sunsets, a place where time seemed to stand still, and the sky was always painted in hues of orange and pink and gold. The people of the island lived simply. They lived joyful lives, in harmony with the land and the sea. They spent their days fishing in the clear waters, tending to their gardens, and gathering together in the evenings to watch the sun dip below the horizon, painting the sky with its brilliant colours. There was no rush, no hurry, just a gentle rhythm that flowed with the tides and the cycle of the sun. Moanna quickly fell in love with the island's way of life. She spent her days exploring the island, swimming in the warm waters, and learning from the islanders. They taught her how to weave baskets from palm trees, how to catch fish with a simple net, and how to find peace in the quiet moments when the world seemed to hold its breath in the glow of the setting sun. One evening, as the sun was beginning its slow descent towards the horizon, Moanna joined the islanders on the beach. They sat in a circle, their faces bathed in the golden light, their eyes reflecting the colours of the sky. The island elder, a man with skin weathered by the sun and eyes as deep as the ocean, began to speak. On this island, we are blessed with eternal sunsets, he said, his voice as calm and steady as the waves. The sunset is a time of transition, a moment between day and night, between light and dark. It reminds us that life is a series of moments, each one leading to the next, like the ebb and flow of the tide. Peace is found in embracing these moments, in living fully in each one, without clinging to the past or worrying about the future. Moanna listened to the elder's words and felt a deep sense of understanding. She realised that peace was not something to be chased or captured, but something to be experienced in the present moment. It was in the beauty of a sunset, in the sound of the waves, in the feeling of the warm sand beneath her feet. It was in the connections she had made, the lessons she had learned, and the journey she had taken. The islanders gave Moanna a small shell, smooth and polished by the sea, as a token of their gratitude and friendship. This shell is like life, the elder told her. It is shaped by the tides, by the waves, by the journey it has taken. It is unique, and it carries the memory of the ocean within it, just as you carry the memory of your journey within you. Moanna thanked them and slipped the shell into her bag, feeling a sense of peace and contentment wash over her. She knew that her journey was coming to an end, but she also knew that the lessons she had learned would stay with her forever. With the shell in her bag and the wisdom of the islanders in her heart, Moanna set sail once more, her boat cutting through the calm waters as she made her way back to her village. The journey home was peaceful, the sea and sky blending together in a seamless horizon. Moanna felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that she had found the peace she had been searching for, not just in the world around her, but within herself. When Moanna finally returned to her village, the sun was setting, casting a warm golden glow over the familiar landscape. The villagers greeted her with joy and relief, their faces lighting up as they saw the peace and wisdom she carried within her. Moanna shared the stories of her journey, the lessons she had learnt, and the treasures she had collected. She told them about the village of the singing trees, where she had learnt to listen deeply to the world around her. She played the wooden flute, and the villagers listened in awe as the gentle melody filled the air, reminding them of the beauty of silence and the power of listening. She told them about the island of eternal sunsets, where she had learnt to find peace in the present moment, to live fully in each moment of life. She showed them the smooth shell, and they felt its cool surface, understanding the wisdom of embracing life's journey with all its twists and turns. The villagers listened with open hearts, and as Moanna finished her story, they realised that the peace she'd found on her journey was something they could find too, in their own lives, in their own village. That night, as the stars began to twinkle in the sky and the moon cast its gentle light over the village, Moanna sat by the river, the water's song soothing her soul. She felt a deep sense of peace and gratitude, knowing that her journey had brought her exactly where she needed to be. As she closed her eyes and drifted off to sleep, Moanna knew that her mission was not over. She would continue to share the lessons of her journey, to spread the message of peace and unity wherever she went. And in her dreams, she saw a world filled with light and love, a world where people listened to one another, danced with the wind, celebrated their differences, and lived fully in each moment. And in that world, peace was not just a distant dream, but a beautiful reality. And so ends the story of Moanna, a young girl with a heart full of dreams and a spirit full of courage. Her journey took her to many places, each one teaching her something new, something precious. But in the end, the most important lesson she learnt was that peace is not just something we find in the world around us, but something we create within ourselves. As you drift off to sleep tonight, may Moanna's journey inspire you to find your own peace, to listen to the world around you, to dance with the changes of life, to celebrate the beauty of diversity, and to live fully in each precious moment. May your dreams be filled with light and love and the gentle whispers of a world at